bar muscle up skills, yeah, we're just going to work from just holds to beat swings to bands and build our way up. Everyone's going to sort of stop at different levels and just continue to work on them, but we'll get around and help you guys build up as we go. First thing we're going to do is just a dead hang. A dead hang isn't actually just like a floppy dead hang, it's actually a really active position. It's just called a dead hang. So we want that like happy turtle, where we're squeezing through here. We also want to have our butt squeezed, feet together, tummy squeezed as well when holding like this. Okay, often when we do this pose, the mistake that gets made is it looks more like this. Yeah, with the hips break, that's where our butt's switched off and our tummy's kind of switched off. So instead, squeeze your butt, hold here, that's how we want to be. Okay, so we're still active in the shoulders, that's really tight. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is just jump up and do a 10-second hold. So we work into the B swing now. That position we just held, when we do our swing, we want to hit into that position. Of course, you see from my tummy and hips stay in a straight line, they're not doing this. Yeah? We hit. Cool? Okay, so the next bit is the other position, the arch or Superman position. The other mistake that you see when we do this is people do this really good, but then do this. Yeah, they're sort of breaking at the back. We don't want that. We want to be hit. Everything's still fairly together, even at the extension. So we hit that position with some purpose, we hit that position with some purpose as well. Alright, if we go floppy on one of them, we lose positions, we lose momentum, that usually throws us off course a little bit as well. So we'll do another set of beat swings, and this time it's hit that way, and then hit that way with like a little bit of oomph. Yeah. Hit, boom, boom, boom. So we're not pulling back extra far, we just want to be active through the shoulders and through the back when we get to that extension. So the next step now is trying to get a bit more lift and height in the hips. Some of us won't be able to get there yet, that's fine. Just work on being active through the shoulders. But if you can, your next step is to do all the same things, but this time bring those hips up, that bit higher, pull back, that bit further back as well. So we're pulling more, almost like we're pulling our body towards the wall behind us, driving our hips up to the ceiling. Cool? Let's try that one. Let's go. Alright. So now's the step where, like, if you're getting pretty good height and you're quite strong, you can sort of keep going without the band. But for some people, using the band can just help you get that bit more height, take a bit of that stress off the shoulders. I usually like to recommend using a pretty thick one too, like this, or like this, or a bit of both. The only drawback is you don't get that arch position very well because the band kind of does it for you. So you don't need to really force that so much. You're more focusing on the pull back part of it. So if we pop in, we're always going to be pulling back, tap the band, pull back, pull back. So we're still working on getting those hips up high and pulling back through the lats and trying to get those hips up. We kind of just kind of tap at this point here. Sweet, pull up, hips up, just like we did. Now that band's just going to give us that little bit more lift. All right. So again, if you're ready to have a play with the bands, do that. If you're happy staying on what you just were on, stick to that. Let's have a little go. Okay, so we've sort of got two more little bits of play that we'll do. The next step now is to just get the hips higher. When you do get to the height where, so everyone was watching Haley before, she was pretty high, she was almost a bit weightless as well. The band starts to get pretty loose. When you're at that point, that's when you pull over. Yeah? You always imagine you're pulling towards your hips, and you sort of imagine yourself doing a fast sit-up. How do you imagine that when you've done your
fast sit-up? I just try to put my hips to the bar.
Put your hips to the bar, yeah. So it's
like there?
You get your hips up high, and then at that top point, you imagine sort of doing a fast sit-up, but you're pulling towards your hips.
I'm a visual learner, so you go.
Swing your legs back.
I don't kick backward in my head, I swing my legs back.
Yeah. So, we'll show you that height.
Swing your legs back.
High, see that kind of weightlessness bit at the top? At that point is where I pull the hips.
See how his legs go back? Yeah. Pull, I think.
Can you slow motion the pull over?
What's important is that if we get our hips up, we're almost like in a horizontal position. If I was vertical, that's a long way to go. Whereas if I'm like this, my arms are here, if I've got enough like power going upwards and I pull towards the bar, well, boom, it's going to tip me over. And like Paul was saying, even with the tight hollow position, pulling your legs back, It's going to help pull you over the bar.
And
yeah?
then it's a dip.
And then you just press out the last bit. That's the easy bit.
That's the easy bit. Yeah.
So I'll show you guys again. I can come around.
Try go slow mid.
If you're getting a good bit of height, I can give you a little bit of a nudge over to get a feel for it. We get that height, hips up, then pull through. Can't do it any slower flat. Don't overthink it. Alright, so if you know you're getting high, I'll come over and help you guys a little bit. Like I said before, everyone's going to be at a different stage here, trying to either get the beat swing with a bit of height, do like the band, whatever. We'll just have about 4 or 5 minutes play now. Don't spend it forever on the bar. Get yourself off, give your hands a rest. Yeah, I'll come around and help. Yeah, because you can sort of get that extension of the bottom.
Good job.
Legs back more.
Yeah, that's what I realized.
Yeah, it's really hard to push out your legs forward.